The call came while I was still searching the road. Her small shoes, pink and scuffed, sat where she had been left, like a marker of abandonment. My daughter had been kicked out of the car, by my mother-in-law, 8 years old, carsick, vomit on her shirt, ruining the fun, she had said, before driving away with the rest of the grandchildren, their laughter sealed inside the car as the taillights disappeared. I found my daughter trembling against a rusted fence 2 hours later. She tried to smile when she saw me. "I didn't mean to make trouble, Daddy." Trouble, that's what they called her. I held her, silent. Rage pressed behind my ribs, but I didn't raise my voice. Not to her, not yet to anyone. Instead, I drove us home, listening to her small breaths, promising myself one thing: this would not be forgotten. At dinner that night, my wife defended her mother. "She didn't mean it that way," she whispered, avoiding my eyes. "She was stressed. The kids were loud." I studied her face. The hesitation in her voice wasn't just guilt, it was something else, a shield, a deflection. That's when the first crack appeared. Not in her words, in the silence between them. I remembered the strange late-night texts she had hidden under her phone screen, the long drives to her sister's house, the perfume I didn't recognize. And suddenly, the abandonment of my daughter didn't feel like an isolated cruelty. It felt like a symptom of something rotting underneath. I nodded, outwardly calm, and passed her the bread. But inside, suspicion was already crawling into shape. I began to watch. Quietly. I checked the mileage on her car when she slept, cross-referenced receipts with where she claimed to be. I lifted her phone from the nightstand and photographed every number, every late-night call. Her words became static, her excuses white noise. What mattered were the details she couldn't control. One night, when she kissed me goodnight, I caught the faint scent of cologne, not mine. Not her father's, not her brother's, a stranger's. And then the truth started to form. Not sharp, not sudden. A slow accumulation of shadows. Infidelity. Not just betrayal of me, betrayal of our daughter, of the family we built. I didn't confront her. I let her laugh. I let her tell her stories. I let her believe I was blind. Every smile I gave her was a mask. Every touch a calculation. I ordered a DNA kit. Quietly swabbed my daughter's cheek while she slept, her breath soft against my hand. I mailed it the next morning, steady as a surgeon. And then I waited. The envelope arrived 2 weeks later, thin, clinical, final. I sat in my car outside the office, engine running, and tore it open. Words stared back at me with surgical precision. Probability of paternity, 0%. Not mine. The air went still. No shouts, no curses, just a silence so sharp it cut through me. I went home. She was in the kitchen, humming, pouring juice into glasses. I slid the paper across the counter. Her hands froze. Her breath caught. She read. Then her face collapsed, piece by piece. "I can explain." I said nothing. My silence was a blade sharper than any word. That night, I called her mother, the woman who abandoned my child on the roadside. "Come over," I said, voice calm, controlled. They sat together on the couch, mother and daughter, shifting uncomfortably under my stare. I placed the DNA results on the coffee table between us. Her mother was the first to speak. "This isn't true." "It is," I said, quiet, absolute. My wife began to sob. Her mother reached to comfort her, but I stopped her with a single look. "You left my daughter on the road," I whispered, "because she was inconvenient. And you," I turned to my wife, "you left her long before that." Neither spoke. Neither could. I stood, collected the papers, and walked out. I didn't take anything with me. Not clothes, not photos, not the life we built. Only my daughter. Her small hand fit into mine as though the rest of the world no longer mattered. I drove through the night, headlights cutting the dark. She slept in the back seat, safe this time. And for the first time in years, my chest felt hollow enough to breathe. No anger, no grief, just clarity. Betrayal had stripped me clean. But in that ruin, I found something colder, sharper: freedom. I looked at her sleeping face in the rearview mirror and knew one thing with terrifying certainty: they had lost everything. I had lost nothing that mattered. When I closed the door on that house, I didn't just leave them behind. I buried them there.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.